Craig Hampton's fans posted. We keep, Don Schatz fans or Pam Graham's fans or, all these fans. We bring that in the pit area. What's going on in their pit area? We bring it to the grandstands.
Right.
They can't see that.
Right.
They want to know what's going on. Hey, we're taking a look back in the pit area. We'll have a correspondent back there this year feeding us live time information. Hey, Rob Maya just pulled off the track. What's going on? We'll have, you're going to know. You're going to know what's going on. Hey, look, Rob Maya's got the car of the crew going to work at a flat left rear, a broken upper front control arm.
Going green in 2 laps. Yeah. Are they going to be able to make it? Have that suspense.
Right. We're gonna bring that to you, and we're gonna create the hype and the excitement, and it's going to be a great experience for the fans, and it's going to be a whole different deal this year.
Well, you talked about having these special deals, and you and I have talked about. What type of new things can we bring to the track? What type of new things can we bring to the fans?
And that's what the email's for. That's what the phone line's for. That's what Facebook is for. Get a hold of us. We want to know what you guys want. We want to hear what the fans, what the teams want.
Yeah, because we know what we want.
We know what we want. We know what we want to do, but we want to make it better for everybody. And, you guys, don't be afraid to give us a call. 541-991-2838. Give us a call right now. We'll put you on the air. We'll talk. We'll do the best we can to take your feedback and make this season the best it's ever been in the Northwest.
That's right. And the thing is that, we do this podcast and it's new for us. We got the computer up now, and we got the phones out. And
if you sit here in the Moxie studio and you look at what's going on, there's 3 phones feeding us information. We got the laptop, we got a tablet. Producers got their phones out. It's crazy what's going on, but we make it work, and I promise, guys, it'll get better. Content will be better as the season goes because we'll have more to talk about. But we are looking really. Just a lot of excitement for the 2016 season and what we're doing and stuff that we know going on here in the background that we're not going to break yet. We're going to bring it to you, once season gets up and running. But you guys will like it, I promise. You'll like what Moxie Media is doing, and we're going to have a great time. And California is really going to be in for a treat with some of the stuff Mike Patterson's doing. And, we're glad to have him on board this year.
He's a great guy to talk to, funny. He's, like you said, he's been down there Santa Maria, right?
Yeah.
For a while, so he knows that track too. It's nice to have an announcer that knows the facility, knows the drivers, knows what's going to kind of happen through the season. Every season, of course, is different, but it's nice to have that connection down there with an announcer to go back to.
Well, and to have him under the Moxie brand, we will have I guarantee, race fans, with what we're doing with Mike Patterson down there in California, there will be a hype, and there will be
he's got that.
There's going to be a hype, and there's going to be some competitive talking back and forth until that Claire Cup rolls around, the $5,000 to win, because Mike will keep us posted. He'll let us know what's going on down there.
He'll talk to those guys down there.
Oh yeah, he'll let us know what's going on, and I guarantee when that Claire Cup rolls around, the California versus the Northwest deal is going to be a show you do not want to miss.
I think it's going to be the SmackDown of 2016.
Yeah, it's going to be a heavyweight title fight.
You think if California guys take this, the Smack Talk, and if Washington, Oregon guys take this, the Smack Talk. And
well, I'll tell you,
it's literally going to be a Royal Rumble, I believe.
If a California driver comes up here and takes that $5,000 back to California,
got to be more careful.
Watch what happens at the Bud Nationals, because I'll guarantee there's going to be more than 4 or 5 of these Oregon guys going down there saying, "Hey, we're taking our money back."
Right.
You come up and honestly, I'll call it out right now. I don't see a California guy coming up here winning that race. Can it happen? It absolutely can. Like I said,
anything can happen.
The playing field is level. The equipment is every bit as good. But the fact that you're coming to a track that you're not real familiar with the competition level that you see at Willamette Speedway, which I will argue week in and week out, a weekly show. Go anywhere in the nation, and I mean anywhere in the nation, and you find me a tougher field of late models every Saturday night. I don't think you can do it.
That's right.
I really don't think you can do it.
I'm literally speechless because you hit the nail right on the head. Is that these guys up here? They're on the minimal budget. They don't have a ton of money. They're of course they're not the Lucas Oil multi-million-dollar toter home, big trailers, all that type of stuff. These guys are weekly racers that do this and are as good or even better than those guys. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, you come up here and try to take our money, and I'll be biased because I am an Oregon Washington guy.
It's not about being biased. It's just about being real. I mean, the chances of us Oregon guys going down there and taking a victory home at the Bud Nationals. Now, we saw it on night number 1 in 2013 with Trevor Glaser. He won the first night. Second night, he was competitive. All those guys were competitive. But, bold statement coming in here from, whoa!
So, race fans, so what I just did, I just got this text message in, and should I say the name?
I'm throwing out there.
So, Northwest Modified Cup, Mr. Steve Karlovich is texting in. I have a ton of them here. He just wants to say thank you. He has a statement right now. I mean, he's literally putting it out there, and it's in bold, bold words.
He says he's putting it out there for who to win? Mr. Bobby Hogue.
Mm-hmm. And I just kind of looked at it, and mind you, if you could see this, I would love to screenshot it. I won't do it, but I'll just blast it on Moxie Radio right now. And Northwest Dirt News is that he has his money on Mr. Hoagie.
Well,
the Claire Cup.
Bobby Hogue is fast everywhere. That right there is a California guy talking. Steve's, he's a California native.
He is a California native, yeah.
But he knows. I mean, Bobby Hogue, there's a reason that he is as good as he is, and he does his homework. He understands race cars, and we watched him absolutely dominate the Bud Nationals over the years. He's the winningest driver of that race. He's the winningest driver at Bakersfield Speedway, one of California's best. The rumor flying is that he is coming up for that show, and we have confirmed Clay Daly among a couple others that we'll talk about later. But Bobby Hogue is one of those guys that if I hear he's coming, I'm going to say I'll believe that when I see it.
Right.
That being said,
we might just have to get him on the phone.
We might have to go.
Because if anything else would have like that, I might just have to get Clay Daly on the phone.
Well, getting Clay, I'll tell you what, we'll have to get him on.
Watch this, race fans. I might just go ahead and do this real quick. You're gonna see live. Let's see if we can actually.
But it's gonna be a fun deal, that whole race. With the Bud Nationals down there and the Claire Cup up here and the big money races, to see the competition. And those guys are all friends. They all like each other, but they'll race. There's no friends on the racetrack.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a fun deal, but we want to keep you race fans tuned into We'll hype that up. We'll create some smack talk. We'll have fun doing it. We'll do it in a friendly manner, but it'll be a fun deal. So.
Now, remember, race fans, we talk about, to text in, to talk to us. This is, we're live. This is coming from the guy himself. And they're listening to it just as like you are. And if you guys have any questions, comments, whatever like that, hey, we are not afraid to sit there and put what you have on the air. If you guys want to talk smack, if you guys want to talk racing, if you guys want to talk setup or whatever the case is, talk about Willamette, talk about Cottage Grove. Hey, we're here. We're ready to go.
And that's what it is. We talk about making it interactive. We're talking about making it, a very...
So, Mr. Steve, his next comment is nice. Thanks for throwing me underneath the bus. Hey... it's no holds bars right here in Moxie Media.
That's what it is. We're going to be real with you, but it's going to be a good deal. But it's
friendly competition, right?
It's friendly competition. That's what it is, and we're here to promote the sport. And we don't mean anything bad against anybody.
No, not at all. But, to Steve, maybe. No.
You didn't make any friends just now, Steve.
Hey, being a California native, he talked about how he started and how he came up here and was just wanting to be part of the group. He saw it and he says, hey, you know what? He says, I want to do something more than what, he didn't want to be part of the point series for any other track. He didn't want to be part of any organization at any part of the track. He wanted to be his own little entity and have it just for the drivers, for the modified class. Now this year he's progressed and he went to the sport mods because he's seen how well this is growing. Down there at Vegas.
Yeah, that's not a little entity anymore.
Right. Yeah. He went from, he's doing it out of his house and everything else. And he has, some, he had, help last year. Now he's kind of doing it on his own, and he's doing twice as much now from what he did last year. But the guys that, that appreciated it last year are looking to him like, oh man, this is cool. It's not just, hey, here you go. It's, hey, here you go. This is for you guys. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing. That to me or whatever is benefit in its own. With having the tracks that you run out, if you run for points at Sunset or Willamette or Cottage Grove, you have that end of the year points fund, you have that trophy and contingency prizes. Now you have something more to look forward to. Hey, maybe you don't want to just run at Willamette. You don't want to run for points. You want to run up at Elma, and you want to run down to California. You have that opportunity to be part of that Northwest Modified Cup or Sports Mod Challenge and earn those points and have that at the end of the season.
Well, and I think we're seeing 4 states now involved with that Northwest Modified Cup. Northern
Right.
California, Oregon, Washington, and I believe that Steve is into Idaho with that deal. And how cool is that? You know, I mean, that's a neat deal. It's a good deal for guys that race both late models and modifieds. They want to take a week off on the late model, and they say, hey, you know, I mean, not that they're going to be, if they're not in the modified week in and week out, they're not going to be in the hunt. But, you know, you're going to see the premier drivers in the Northwest like, you know, Mark Carroll and Weinbarger and all those guys that were there last year in that hunt, you know, and that's going to be a fun deal to watch, especially this year with the way they've changed the points and the way that they're scoring. I love what he did to create a system that will not fail, that will not have what we happened last year. And
Right.
He was smart to do it the way he did. He sat down, did his homework, said, hey, look, this is what I need to do. It was an awesome deal, and it's going to be a lot better for those guys involved. And I'm like excited to see how that plays out again. That's a fun deal. But
He had a little bit of you know, doing the points or whatever too. He's trying to figure out how to work his iPad and how to make it work that way or whatever. Those are little things, but I mean, he's having well, speaking. This is Josh.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what are you doing, Mr. Daly?
Working away.
Awesome. Hey, just FYI, I have you actually on air right now. We are doing a live broadcast, Moxie Media Promotions, up here in Oregon. Mr. Corey Penfold is sitting next to me. Do you mind if I put you on the air?
Sure.
All right. Well, hey, race fans, we have right now, we're talking about, you know, Mr. Clay Daly down there in California. We're talking about the Clare Cup. We talk about how that $5,000 to win, how the California boys are thinking about coming up here and stealing it from the Oregon Washington guys at Willamette Speedway. You got a little insight on that for us?
Yeah, we definitely plan on going up there. We've been there before. Almost made it exciting a few years ago. And, we had a couple late race pit stops. I think back then it was 100 laps, and we almost made it exciting. Went from about 18th to 3rd, and back to 17th, and up to 5th, and had a wreck on a restart. Went back to like 15th at that point with a couple cars dropped out, and then back up to 3rd. So, and that year, a California guy actually won it, Mike Johnson. So, we're gonna try to do it again this year.
yeah, I was there for that, and Mike won that driving Rob Maya's backup car, if you will. But he not only won that race, went to Cottage Grove the next night and won down there. But Clay, you're coming up with the Twisted Motorsports Warrior chassis, and I know that we've talked a little bit over the winter. I know you're coming up with all intent of taking that $5,000 home.
Yeah, we haven't had too good of a start to the year. You know, so we start off in Tucson and normally run really strong there. We're good for a top 5 or 2 a year, some top 10s, and, you know, usually make 5 of the 6 shows. This year we were absolutely terrible. We just had a lot of issues. We were on 7 cylinders most of the nights. We were fighting, a lot of new things we were doing with the car to try to gain speed. But we went to Vegas, and we were good in Vegas, just not exactly as good as we wanted to be. We went to Bakersfield 2 nights later and almost broke the track record in qualifying. In the first lap of the heat race, we broke a lift arm, and it destroyed the rear suspension and some of the frames. So got it all fixed, and we're actually going to start at Santa Maria this Saturday night. So hopefully by the time July rolls around, we'll have things together enough to come up there and steal some money.
Now, one of the things that you're bringing the Warrior up north, right?
Yeah, I really like those cars. We've been trying to make them go around here, and we won some races last year. We went to Nebraska and we ran 13th at a Lucas Oil race. So I know we're capable of doing it with that car, but we just need to get on the right track with a few things. It's been a long time since we've been to Willamette. They've reshaped it, I think. New walls, new infield. So
Bigger, faster. It's a tricky racetrack, but the Warrior cars. I had a lot of experience with those cars as a crew member for David Hawks years ago. They're great race cars. They work well, and you get a guy like yourself with the knowledge that you've learned from from your career and back it up with Twisted Motorsports. It's going to be. I think you'll be one of those